And President Trump's legal team and the Justice Department have until 3 p.m. today to submit dates for a hearing, which will decide whether the former president can publicly share any evidence or conversation about the January 6th case publicly. Trump is blasting Biden on Truth Social, accusing the president of using the Department of Justice to take away his First Amendment rights. Meanwhile, the judge in President Trump's Mar-a-Lago documents case demanding special counsel Jack Smith strike 2 filings from the record and explain why a D.C. grand jury is working on a Florida case. Joining me right now is Florida Congressman Greg Steube. He's a member of the House Ways and Means Committee and the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of Government. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks very much for being here. We're sifting through all of these details with regard to the Biden family and this evidence that you and your colleagues have been able to come up with versus the Trump case. Where do you stand on all of this?
Well, to answer your question, the reason a D.C. grand jury is working on a Florida case is because if you brought that case in Florida, no jury here, no judge here, no prosecutor here would bring that case because D.C. is completely corrupt and has been weaponized at the highest levels of the government in D.C., and they're using that against the #1 threat to take on Joe Biden next year, and that's Donald Trump. They're charging him with conspiracy on January 6th. There's no evidence of conspiracy. I listened to what the president said. I then read the transcript after January 6th to make sure I wasn't missing something. He said peacefully and patriotically, let your voices be heard. And they're now attacking him and charging him with federal crimes for speech, for the most protected speech in our country, which is political speech.
I mean, this is all so extraordinary, Congressman. I mean, listen to what we're talking about here. You just said that Washington is corrupt, that the Biden DOJ is interfering in elections and is corrupt. I mean, the next question has to be, what are you going to do about it? We've got more connections between Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's business deals. Hunter's longtime business partner, Eric Schwerin, visited the Obama White House and Joe Biden's vice presidential residence at least 36 times. Between 2009 and 2016, that's obviously a lot more than anybody thought. The president of the Government Accountability Institute, Peter Schweitzer, joined me on Sunday Morning Futures, and he said that it was Schwerin who was in control of Biden's money, and he's going to inform the Judiciary Committee when he speaks. Watch this.
I would add the next shoe that may drop is there's another individual involved with Hunter Biden named Eric Schwerin. He's the guy that moved money around, and based on the Hunter Biden laptop, Schwerin had access not only to Hunter Biden's accounts, but also Joe Biden's accounts.
So, Congressman, Eric Schwerin is going to be testifying in Jim Jordan's committee in September. Is this going to be something that will inform even further? Is this an important piece of this puzzle?
I think it's going to solidify what we already know and what there's already evidence of the bribery and the corruption of Joe Biden when he was vice president, taking actions while he was president to help out the Chinese Communist Party, associates and businesses that his son was affiliated with. There's evidence that he was taking money, and I think it is long past time to begin impeachment proceedings in the House. You know, originally they wanted all of us to wait to do the investigation, to bring all of this information before the American people. You have evidence of corruption. You have evidence of bribery. You have testimony from individuals who were part of these conversations with Joe Biden there. You have evidence of WhatsApp messages that Hunter sent while his dad was sitting there threatening the Chinese Communist Party that if they didn't send the money that Joe was going to get involved. I mean, it is long past time to begin an impeachment inquiry on corruption, bribery, and all these different things that are high crimes and misdemeanors.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke with Byron Donalds, your colleague. He's on the Oversight Committee about just this on Sunday. Here's the Florida congressman for his part. Watch.
The evidence is most damning is what happened with Burisma. Hunter Biden goes on the board simply because he's the conduit to Joe Biden. There is a conference call, a business meeting at Cafe Milano, where Joe Biden just shows up there with some of the Burisma executives. There's a board meeting in Dubai in 2015 where they look at Hunter Biden and say, hey, we need help from D.C., make the call. 3 months later, Shokin, the prosecutor in Ukraine, is fired, and Joe Biden brags about using or withholding $1 billion in U.S. aid, putting pressure on Ukraine to get the prosecutor fired.
So So, Congressman, we have now umpteen times. Devin Archer said that that Hunter Biden put his father on a speakerphone 20 times during business meetings. We now have evidence that Joe Biden showed up at a business meeting at Cafe Milano in Washington, D.C. I know there's a lot of pressure on House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to start this impeachment inquiry. Do you believe that will take place in September when you all return?
I personally intend on filing our own impeachment resolution just based on the corruption and bribery information that's been brought forth to the House. Obviously, that goes through the Judiciary Committee, so that's going to be up to Jim Jordan. But you're right. Ultimately, it's up to Speaker McCarthy, who has now opened up. He has said openly that he's looking to that, which is certainly more language from him than I've seen previously. But I can tell you there is way more evidence of high crimes and misdemeanors that we have before the American people that the House has been able to uncover because we have the majority and have been doing all these investigations. It is long past time to start the impeachment process.
Well, I'll tell you, if it weren't for the House and the majority, we would not know any of this. We would not. You wouldn't know any of it.
No, that's just what's so fascinating. Yeah. Nothing. None of this would be before the American people.
This is just extraordinary. Meanwhile, when you're just looking at policy and what has been taking place out of this administration, ever since Joe Biden walked into the Oval Office, it has triggered our adversaries. It's been nearly 2 years since 13 U.S. service members lost their lives in the administration's chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan. Some of those Gold Star families are speaking out for the first time. They are demanding answers, and they want accountability. One mother calling out the president for comparing her son's death to the death of Beau Biden. Watch this.
I started shaking knowing that their son died from cancer and they were able to be by his side. Also wondering how someone could honestly be so heartless to say he knew how I felt.
I'm calling out Secretary Blinken, Secretary Austin, General Milley, and ultimately the president. You all need to resign immediately.
This is so sad, Congressman. I know that you are an Iraq War veteran. You went ahead and served our country with honor. How do you feel about this? Because a lot of people look at this foreign policy and say, this was the moment when our adversaries realized America was out and they were going to ramp up their aggression. That's what happened with Russia invading Ukraine, and that's what's been happening with China undermining the United States through all sorts of ways, from cyber activity to a surveillance balloon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's frustrating. It makes me angry, not only as a veteran who served in a deployed environment, but also as a congressman, because there's not much you can do for the decisions that this administration, this DOD, are making. It's very, very frustrating. You let the president let a spy balloon from the Chinese Communist Party surveil the entire United States before they took it down. Before that, the Chinese Communist Party was giving money to him and his family, and you don't think that has affected the decisions that is made at the highest levels of our government? It's absolutely frustrating, and I feel very deeply for those families. And they're absolutely right. There needs to be more investigation and more information brought out. We had the sniper of the Marine Corps sniper that had the shot on that suicide bomber and didn't get the okay to take the shot. That hearing was before the House committees, and that just shows the complete ineptitude at the highest levels of our government because of Joe Biden's administration.
Well, we just don't understand why the soft response to China. I mean, the other day we were talking about this story that the administration leaked, that they were actually considering lifting sanctions on China. They want to lift sanctions on China if they get some promise from the CCP that they're going to help to slow down the flow of fentanyl into America. Really?
Yeah, they're weak on China because they've given millions. The Chinese Communist Party has given millions of dollars to Joe Biden's family over the last several years while he was vice president and otherwise. So, of course, that's going to affect the way that you address policy when the country has given you millions upon millions of dollars to your family.
That's just extraordinary. Again, stunning. Congressman, thank you. We're going to be watching your work when you get back to Washington in September. Greg Steube this morning is in Florida. Thank you, sir.